Hi, everybody, and we are live with two amazing authors out of a book that just launched today, Breaking the Glass Ceiling, Latina Entrepreneur. Welcome, ladies. Congratulations. I'm so excited to see what this book does. So, thank you for joining me today. So, this book is really focused on a specific topic, and it's not a big book. We have, like, I think 9 authors in this book, but it's very inspiring, and it's very raw, it's very real, and it's a true look inside, entrepreneurs, which is a wide spectrum of backgrounds and industries here with you ladies. But we're talking about leadership, and it's long been dominated by a select few. But as women, as Latino women, you have stepped out and said, I am resilient, I am strong, I am innovative, and I can run my business, be a leader. And so this book is more than just a collection of stories. It's a celebration of how these incredible women have defied the odds, challenged stereotypes, and redefined what it means to be a leader in the entrepreneurial space. So again, welcome, ladies. I have Sonia and Anna here with me today. Sonia, why don't you start off and just tell everybody a little bit about you, what made you want to be an entrepreneur, and your role in this book?
Sure. Thank you for having me. It's good to see you. My name is Sonia Rodriguez, and I am a psychotherapist and women's life transition coach. My business is called Transition to Wellness. So I help women navigate different and challenges throughout their life and kind of redesign their work life or their personal life and just kind of set goals for themselves and create the life they desire. And I wrote a chapter that's called Rising Above, Overcoming Challenges in the Entrepreneurial World. And so talked a lot about coming from an immigrant family and not having all of the resources. And so really just talked and emphasized on the importance of connecting and finding your support system and finding a mentor, connecting with other women who are doing the work that you want to be doing, and asking them questions. And so I really enjoyed writing this chapter, and hopefully it will give you some tips about how to start your own business or how to scale up in your own business despite some of the challenges you might experience.
Great. Thank you for sharing that and being brave to share your story, Anna. Um, it looks bright and sunny and beautiful where you are. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and your role in this book?
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, my name is Ana Martinez, and I am Guatemalan, born in Guatemala, but brought to the States when I was like 2. So definitely come from an immigrant family. And I had, my family's was all about going to college. So that's what I did. I went to at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. I got my nursing degree. I was a nurse for the last 10 years, but I wasn't really happy. Yes, I loved taking care of my patients, but I myself wasn't happy. It wasn't what I really wanted. It wasn't, it was something I did to please my family, to please my mom, to please, right? They sacrificed so much to come to the United States, right? And that's what they thought was the best. And I got really inspired by my partner, Travis. He was already an entrepreneur since forever. And so I started helping him in his business. And then that inspired me to do my own thing, which was become a travel agent. And it's been a long journey. And then now, especially with this book, I really got inspired. We got inspired to work together, to come together and start helping parent entrepreneurs, where both of us are parents. As you see, I'm breastfeeding my youngest, and it's really tough, and entrepreneurship and motherhood or parenthood are so similar. It's something that is so hard. People don't understand. If you complain, if you struggle, they say, well, you chose to be a mom or a dad. Well, you chose this path, why not just go have a job that's 9 to 5? But if that's not what makes you happy, if you're seeking freedom, if you're seeking flexibility, despite the odds, it's so hard, trying to do anything with a child. It's a 2, and I have a 2 and a 4-year-old with me. So you have to learn to take baby steps, to be patient. It's a huge learning curve. And so in my chapter, I write about, learning your why. Like, why do you want to go through this road? Because it's not easy. Like, what is going to be your reason that's going to help you overcome the challenges when you're ready to give up, when you're ready to just say, why am I even doing this? You have to have a good reason. And then the second part is just giving practical tips, practical advice, um, just little things that you can do. And that's so we're here to help you. We're here to help you on this journey. Like you guys were saying, especially being a Latina, it's not as common. You might not have friends and family who are already on this journey. So we're here to definitely help.
Thank you again. Thank you, ladies, for being here. So in writing this book and kind of putting into words, the journeys you have gone through, sometimes when we write, it's almost like therapeutic or inspirational to ourselves because we're so busy doing, especially when you're an entrepreneur, you don't take time to recognize the wins and successes you have had, until you're really putting it on paper. So, Sonia, what is maybe something retrospectively as you're writing this or as you go back and you read your chapter, what's something that you realize, this was a win that I really thought was maybe a challenge at first, but now I recognize this as a win?
Sure. I mean, it was interesting to kind of think back, and I started my chapter talking about being a young girl and going to my parents' first house, and it was like boarded up. It was a bank owned property. And I remember saying, oh my God, this is home. And, at first it was like, why do we have to struggle so much? Right. Or why are things so difficult? But reflecting on it, I think it's the struggles that we go through that make us stronger and make us allow us to appreciate the things that we do have. And so as a therapist, I talk a lot about a gratitude practice and implementing a gratitude practice into our daily life. And I think just being able to reflect on how far you've come, even if they are really small steps, is so important. And so I think that has been critical to really just say, okay, well, here's where I started, here's where my family started, and here's where I'm at. And I think it's so important to recognize really, really small wins on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, and just say, I'm here now and I wasn't here last month or I wasn't here last week. So I think that that's really important.
All right, thank you. Anna, what about you? What's something that as you wrote this book, you made?
I kind of lost you. Hello? Hello? See her. Heather? I lost you for a little bit. I can't hear you.
What do you feel is a challenge you've really overcome or a win that, may have seemed like a challenge at first?
Let's see. I mean, everything. Ever since I became a mother, everything seems kind of like a challenge. I was an only child, and I didn't have to help raise little brothers and sisters, so I really didn't know much of anything. And I think it's just recognizing, having that self-compassion to recognize, you know, your small wins, taking the time to reflect. And it can be really in your personal life, in your parenting, in your business. I really believe in writing things down because you forget, where you were. It's kind of when you see a child every day, you don't recognize that they're changing. But when you don't see that person, that child, you're like, oh, wow, you've grown. So same thing with yourself. You're the most important person, treating yourself with kindness, compassion, and celebrating everything you can. So just, making sure you write it down, like what you want to accomplish or what's going on, like having a journal. And even for the everyday to day wins, especially as a mother, what is one thing I did for myself today? And what is one thing I'm proud of? And I've noticed that if I can't write anything at the end of the day, then that's probably why I'm so resentful, so angry. So like my cup isn't full. So it's definitely a daily practice to slow down, smell the roses, and see how much you've grown and changed. Even if there's so much that can be done on a day-to-day basis.
Thank you for that. And ladies, thank you for joining us again. And if you're just joining in, or you've been listening, Breaking the Glass Ceiling, Italian Entrepreneur is now available on Amazon in the ebook form. Pretty soon going to be in paperback in just a couple of weeks. But go get your copy now if you are in that category and you're like, I'm really thinking about being an entrepreneur. I'm struggling as an entrepreneur. You don't have to be a Latina woman in order to read it. It could be anyone that's struggling. These are just their versions of their stories, their accomplishments, their challenges, how they've overcome them. If you're looking for that inspiration and that guidance, this is a great book. Women, what is just, if you had to, maybe a motto or maybe a word that just inspires you, that you would like to share with the listeners? Sonia, you go first.
Sure. I would just say surround yourself with the right people and build a community. So super important. If you are spending a lot of time with people who are like-minded and who want to grow both personally and professionally, it's going to help you thrive. And just creating a network of women or entrepreneurs or anyone who is doing what you want to do, and have them as your support so you don't feel like you're alone in trying to accomplish all of your goals.
All right, great points. Anna, what about you?
I will say invest in yourself. And I totally agree with finding a support system, a community. But you can always start with yourself, whether it's learning how to learn quicker, investing, time is money. So if you want to take a shortcut, right, you can invest in a mentor, someone who's going to show you the ropes. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. Okay, gorgeous. Okay. And then also with finding support, especially if you have little ones, right? Not feeling guilty about finding someone to help you, a sitter, or just having time for yourself. So I think those two things, investing in yourself, finding support, and those two things are going to come hand in hand.
All right, again, ladies, thank you for joining me. And for all of you listening out there, again, the name of the book is Breaking the Glass Ceiling, Latina Entrepreneur. And this book is not just a narrative of struggles, but a beacon of, empowerment and inspiration. These women are not only breaking barriers, but they are creating pathways for the next generation of Latino leaders. So go check out their book, their stories, learn from them, read over their personal anecdotes and their insightful reflections in Breaking the Glass Ceiling Entrepreneur, available on Amazon and ebook. Pretty soon going to be at all retailers in paperback form, so you can get your highlighters and your pens out and your journals and take notes. Also, as always, in all of our books, when we're dealing with anthologies, the women have their information there. So if their story resonates with you, if you'd like to get a personal guidance and inspiration and motivation and, mentorship from them, reach out. That's the whole reason they did this book, is to share their journey, help you learn from their experiences, and help you overcome your challenges. So thank you, ladies, for joining me. I look forward to meeting you again for the discussion panel and the celebration to celebrate all the wins this book has. Congratulations, and I can't wait to see everything this book does. Thank you,
Thank
ladies.
you so much, Heather. Thank you. Good to
All right,
see you.
bye-bye.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.